What is the easiest way to lose body fat? What have you tried so far that hasn't worked? And what is going to be the easiest path with the less resistance, the most amount of fat loss? So in this video, I'm going to explain the best form of cardio and what the easiest way is to get lean. So my name's Adam Bono. I'm an online fat loss professional. I work with 89 men around the world, getting them to the leanest body fat percentage they've ever been. And I specialize in high-level nutrition strategies along with metabolism manipulation called metabolic priming. Today, I want to talk about something very simple: the power of walking and how steps can get you very lean. So when I first started out in the fitness realm, I underestimated steps. I'm going to be honest with you. I underestimated them, and when I really started to get into them, I really started to see a huge difference in my overall body composition. And quite specifically, I want to break down the actual science behind why walking is very very and the actual substrates of energy that walking uses, which makes it the most versatile form of cardio. So first of all, any resistance with doing cardio, for instance, walking is one of the least barrier paths to entry, right? You can do it anywhere. You can do it on vacation. You can do it anywhere that you live, and you don't have to go to the gym to do it. So first of all, it's the least barrier to entry form of cardio to actually do, which makes it very easy. But not only that is that, energy substrate wise, walking burns more fat. And when I say fat, I mean that at a low intensity state, like a zone 1 cardio or zone 2, you actually burn more substrates of fat than you do carbohydrates, right? So your workouts or HIIT cardio or very, very, very high intensity training, it usually uses forms of actual carbohydrates to be burned as energy. But the lower the amount of cardio that you're doing, the lower of your overall VO2 max of your heart rate, the actual more substrates of fat that your body uses, because it wants to use a certain form of low and not as high intensity burning, energy, right? Carbohydrates being very high intensity energy and highly flammable energy, but fats being very slow burning. So your body at a low intensity rate wants to actually burn more fat. And scientifically, walking compared to high intensity training like HIIT cardio actually burns 40% more fat. So yes, it does take a little bit longer, but at a lower state, a lower steady, more consistent state, your body wants to utilize a form of energy that is slower burning, aka fat. So also with cardio in general and maximizing your cardio with walking is actually going to help reduce lactate, right? So it helps reduce lactate by getting the blood flowing. So when you talk about the zones of cardio, going from zone 1 to zone 5, zone 1 is like walking. It reduces a lot of lactate, and as you go up the cardio realm and as you go up the zones of VO2 max all the way up to 5, the more lactate you produce. So your training, for instance, it produces lactate. High intensity interval training produces lactate. And inflammation occurs as well. But walking actually reduces that, right? So at a low intensity rate, your body's burning more calories. For instance, I usually set my clients from an 8 to 10K range, depending on their overall activity level. But scientifically, at an 8 to 10K step range, there's actually a significant difference in overall cause mortality. So you actually live longer, as well, by just increasing steps to 8 to 10K steps a day. So a lot of people that I come across who has, maybe trouble doing cardio, the reason why steps are so extremely beneficial is because when you're talking about the zones of cardio from zone 1 to zone 5, the higher the carbohydrates that you burn, the more hungry you get, right? So after your workouts or after HIIT training or after very high intensity cardio that has your heart rate really high, you get a harder spike in hunger. So at walking, you actually mitigate hunger levels and you start to feel less hungry, burning the same amount of calories. So in a lot of cases, it's just more sustainable in the terms of longevity to have a form of lower intensity cardio like walking that's able to burn calories, reduce lactate, very low barrier to entry, and also in the forms of just health in general. It helps with all cause rate mortality, and then also it pushes you to get out and get the sun more, get more natural sources of energy like vitamin D, or just outside where you're gonna get good cognitive benefits as well. So I personally do about 10K steps every single day, and even in every single one of my clients' plans that I have them do 8 to 10K steps. And you can even skip, like you can get really, really lean, get really shredded. I've had clients that are down 40, 50 pounds by just doing walking, right? And even like when you start to increase cardio, you can even, increase steps to 12, 13, 14, 15K per day and burn a lot of calories and get very lean. Well, I mean, as long as you have the correct calorie deficit. At the end of the day, if you don't have the correct calorie deficit, none of this even matters, obviously. But what I'm saying is, like, from a strict perspective of cardio and energy output, disregarding the overall calories, because if you need to find your macronutrients and more stuff for your calories for this to even work, but it will help with, actually burning calories and, burning a good amount of actual, body fat within a caloric deficit. So overall, like this, it's the most beneficial form of cardio because, one, it reduces lactate. So like you pair it along with the side of training a strength-based program, it helps reduce that lactate from that higher intensity cardio. It helps because, one, it reduces all-cause mortality. It's a form of low-intensity cardio that's non-inflammatory, so it does not cause inflammatory responses, which also does not cause, hunger spikes as well. And overall, it's the lowest barrier to entry form of cardio, right? And that's why with my clients, it's very easy to do, and it's very easy to make a good lifestyle change and, like, understand that, like, increasing that cardio and finding ways every day to increase your cardio is overall better for longevity because it puts you in a position where you're able to learn the patterns and the routines that you get from living a healthy lifestyle and going out and figuring out how to hit your steps every day. And I know a lot of people think it's extremely hard to hit 8 to 10K steps a day, especially if, like, your average steps per day is like 2 to 3. But it's really not, right? Like, for instance, some of the things we talk about within my program is, like, be the type of guy that parks the back a lot, like, get an extra, like, 1,000 steps, like, gym, grocery store, wherever it may be, park at the back a lot. But wife says, hey, I need some XYZ from the grocery store. No worry, babe, I got it. Go, like, stuff like that, like saying yes, and that's going to help a lot with, like, getting those steps in. And so, because you don't have to do, like, just like a simple 60 minutes of cardio at a high intensity at once. It's something you could do out through the day. It's a part of your lifestyle. You could just start finding certain parts of the day to fit those in, like, for instance, like 4 15-minute walks or 3 20-minute walks, whatever it may be. Or if you're a guy, who walks a lot just for work, and then, you're perfectly great. But none of this even matters, though, if you don't have the correct calories. So obviously, when cardio comes into play, like, we do want to make sure we're tracking calories, we're tracking macronutrients, we're in a calorie deficit, because none of this matters to get lean when you're doing walking, unless you're just somebody who wants walking for overall lifestyle change and to get a little bit healthier. But most of the guys I work with want to get six-pack shredded, want to lose a considerable amount of weight, and we'd help them do that. So anyways, best form of cardio, walking. Go out, get 8 to 10K steps, do it consistently, make a part of your lifestyle, and I promise that you will see immediate changes in not only your life, but also your body composition. So I hope you like this video. Like, comment, and subscribe, and go out there and get leaner.